if you like to eat like me, then you need to know how to cook, okay? Because when I am craving something, I am craving it heavily and I need to know how to make it. So today I am showing y'all one of my favorite recipes. This is my go-to dinner recipe. Chicken and rice is always going to be the go-to, but this chicken and rice is one of one, very easy, very simple, and it tastes so good every single time. I'm starting off with some rice and beans because no chicken recipe is sufficient without some rice and beans to go with it. And I call it rice and beans, not rice and peas. I'm very much American, very Southern, so eating rice and beans isn't even something I grew up with. So rice and beans for me. I go ahead and I add to a pan water, chicken broth. Then I add in some green onions and garlic, season that a little bit, just so that I can have my beans softened. I already pre-soaked these beans for about a day. Boiling them now only takes about 30-35 minutes. Once the beans are cooked till they're soft, I separate the bean water and the beans. I saute a couple of veggies and add some seasonings in with the beans just to give them their final cook. Now, if you have a blender, you would likely blend all of this together. I, however, do not, so I just give them a little chop and add it in. I don't mind pieces in my beans. Now I'm just going to remove any of the large pieces that I initially boiled my beans in. I'm going to add the rest of that bean water and then some more water to cover the top of the beans. This is about 6 cups, I should say. And then I just go in once boiling with my rice. I've gotten to the point where I'm pretty good at eyeing most things. A good rule of thumb is a 2-to-1 ratio of liquid to rice. And then I just go ahead and cook my rice as normal. Let the rice soak up all that water. Then you lower your heat and cover for 10 minutes. Moving on to the star of the show, we've got our chicken. This chicken has been marinating for a day or two, so it is nice and seasoned. I go ahead and give it a little hot water bath just so that that skin on the outside can tighten up. That water bath only lasts for 5 minutes max, nothing long at all. I go ahead and remove the water and I'm going to leave the chicken in the pan. I'm going to add that chicken broth I made and some of the drippings that I seasoned the chicken with and some tomatoes. I'm gonna allow this to simmer for a good 20 minutes. This is gonna be where I cook the chicken about 80% done. I have a meat thermometer, so I just check on the internal temperature a couple of times. You don't want it fully cooked because we are gonna allow this to cook for another 10-15 minutes. Now I'm gonna stop that process just to get some color on the chicken. You can do this a multitude of ways. I usually do this with tomato paste and some tomatoes. You can also do sugar, ketchup if you don't have it. There's many ways to brown chicken. You can also fry the chicken in an air fryer or in some plain oil to really get it crispy. Now that chicken has some color on it, we're going to add all the drippings that it has cooked in, and I'm also going to add some fresh veggies so it has some bite to it. And then you're just gonna allow this to cook down. You're gonna finish cooking off your chicken and then allow this sauce to get a little velvety. It doesn't really thicken because there's no thickening agent in there. It just gets velvety, covers the chicken pretty nicely. And then I like to add my onions towards the end of the cooking process just because I do like those to have a bit more of a bite to it. Now our rice has been cooking. The rice has soaked up all the water, so I just go ahead, put the top on for 10 minutes, and we are done, y'all. I promise you, this chicken is so good. You can do this in the oven or on the stovetop. The stovetop is usually quicker, but the oven recipe, oh my goodness, y'all, that one goes crazy too. That one I would say is more southern style. That's the way I came up eating it. It gets a little bit of a thicker sauce. They're both super good. And then I just pair this off with some steamed broccoli. And that is it, y'all. Try this out and tell me how it is for you. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.